The commutative law. Commutar is the same as swapping. The commutative law states that the order of numbers in addition or multiplication does not affect the result. If you swap the numbers, the result stays the same. In addition, this means A plus B equals B plus A. Multiplication, it means A times B is equal to B times A. For example, 2 plus 3 equals 3 plus 2 equals 5. 4 times 5 is equal to 5 times 4 is equal to 20. This also applies to more than two addends in the addition. 4 plus 6 plus 2 equals 12. 6 plus 2 plus 4 equals 12. 2 plus 4 plus 6 equals 12. And also for more than two factors in multiplication. 3 times 2 times 4 is equal to 24. 2 times 4 times 3 is equal to 24. 4 times 3 times 2 is equal to 24. The commutative law does not work for subtraction or division. For example, 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. 2 minus 4 doesn't work for the commutative law. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. 2 divided by 4 doesn't work for the commutative property. This brings us to the area of fraction calculations. More on that later. The commutative law applies to addition and multiplication. Here you can swap addends and factors as you like. The commutative law can be used in various mathematical areas, e.g. for real and complex numbers, vectors, and matrices. It is used from simple arithmetic tasks to advanced algebra.
The associative law is a fundamental principle in mathematics that describes how the grouping of operands in certain operations affects the result. There are two basic operations to which the associative law applies: addition and multiplication. Here is an explanation for both cases. Associative law of addition. For addition, the associative law states that the way numbers are grouped has no effect on the result. Expressed mathematically, the law is in brackets. A plus B plus C equals a plus in brackets, B plus C. This means that it doesn't matter whether you first add A and B, and then add the result to C, or whether you first add B and C, and then add the result to A. The end result is the same. In brackets, 2 plus 3 plus 4 is equal to 5 plus 4 is equal to 9. 2 plus in parentheses, 3 plus 4 is equal to 2 plus 7 is equal to 9. In both cases, the result is 9. Associative law of multiplication. For multiplication, the associative law also states that the way numbers are grouped has no influence on the result. Expressed mathematically, the law is in brackets. A times B times C is equal to a times in brackets, B times C. This means that it doesn't matter whether you first multiply A and B and then multiply the result by C, or whether you first multiply B and C and then multiply the result by A. The end result is the same in brackets, 2 times 3. Times 4 is equal to 6 times 4 is equal to 24 2 times in parentheses. 3 times 4 is equal to 2 times 12 is equal to 24. In both cases, the result is 24. Meaning of the associative law. The associative law is important because it simplifies calculations in mathematics. It allows us to move or even omit parentheses in expressions without changing the result. This makes it easier to work with a long series of additions or multiplications because the order of operations can be made more flexible. Restrictions. It is important to note that the associative law does not apply to all mathematical operations. For example, it does not apply to subtraction or division subtraction in brackets, 10 minus 5. Minus 2 is not equal to 10 minus in brackets, 5 minus 2 division in brackets, 20 divided by 5. Divided by 2 is not equal to 20 divided by in brackets, 5 divided by 2. In these cases, the order of operations plays a crucial role in the final result. In summary, the associative law helps to simplify and make calculation processes more flexible as long as it is applied to the appropriate operations, addition and multiplication.
The distributive property is a fundamental mathematical concept applied in algebra. It describes how multiplication can be distributed over addition and vice versa. There are two forms of the distributive law. 1. The left distributive law, a times in brackets b plus c is equal to a times b plus a times c. 2. The right distributive law, in brackets a plus b times c equals a times c plus b times c. The left distributive law states that the result of multiplying a number by the sum of two other numbers, b and c, is equal to the sum of the products of a times b and a times c. The right distributive law states that the result of multiplying the sum of two numbers, a and b, by a third number, c, is equal to the sum of the products of a times c and b times c. A simple example of the left distributive law is 3 times in brackets 4 plus 5 is equal to 3 times 4 plus 3 times 5 is equal to 27. An example of the right distributive law is in brackets 2 plus 3 times 6 equals 2 times 6 plus 3 times 6 equals 30. The distributive property is one of the fundamental tools in algebra and is used in many mathematical applications to simplify expressions and solve problems.